Good morning. It's day 143. I want to talk about the trail and the weather and the ground and things like this. And I can tell by the way my trekking poles go in or do not go in to this soil, and the character of how rocks are like sunk in to the mud there, that this ground has recently been frozen. I mean, the ground is frozen from a hard frost. That being said, I don't think last night it ever got below freezing. It was forecast to go down, I think, to 32 based on my elevation, but it certainly didn't feel like it. No ice crystals in the water bottle, anything like that. But this is a north-facing slope, and my guess is, because I saw this yesterday on trails I was going through, even a few days back, where most of the trail, at least where it was on north-facing slopes, was frozen all day. And so the ground is frozen, but the air rises above freezing temperature, but it doesn't thaw out the soil. It's strange to walk on. I mean, it's hard. It's almost, like concrete, except, it's rough. So anyway, just a short little observation on how this time of year, it's not necessarily above freezing, below freezing. Certain things are frozen. Certain things are frozen solid, and other things aren't and don't freeze. That's a beautiful view. So last night, I was camped at the sheltered area, and as the winds went by, somewhere down there, actually I can see the Angeles Crest Highway right through that opening, right in the middle. I don't know if you can make it out. That is the highway. I can see the pavement. Anyway, back to more or less the thread of my thoughts. And as the weather system passed, the wind came into a different quarter. And as the wind came in from a different quarter, the area went from being essentially calm, just light and variable winds. My tent would just, flap every once in a while, to it being shaken pretty violently. And I had it very well staked out, and pinned down with boulders and things like that. But as the wind shifted around, came into a different quarter, then the wind came into the little hollow where I was camped. And then that lasted for, an hour or two or something like that. And as the system continued further on, then it calmed down again. So going up Baden-Powell here, the winds are supposed to be less than they were yesterday, about half of what they were yesterday, but still going to be, when I'm out in a more exposed area, maybe I think it was 15 to 25 knot sustained winds, gusts to 35 instead of what they said yesterday was 55. I mean, heaven knows what I actually experienced at any given place yesterday. So only about a 600-foot climb, I think, going up Baden-Powell. The PCT doesn't actually go over the peak. You have to take a little blue blaze, if you will, to go to the peak, which I probably will do unless it's really bad. And then the other thing today is I am out of water. So I have no hope of water for, I think it's 4.8 miles. Maybe it's 5.8. Halfway down the far side of Baden-Powell. Okay, from the summit of Mount Baden-Powell, we're going to have a little geography lesson here, I think. It's a pretty clear day. So right now we're looking north-northwest. And if you can see, let me see if I can get that cluster of buildings, that is Edwards Air Force Base. And if you look, let me see if I can hold it steady enough, just a little bit. Let me see if I can get my pointer here in the view. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. I wanted to focus on that though. A little bit above and to the right. Let me back out just a little bit here. That one, I think, is Mount Whitney sticking up without snow on it. And if you look directly over the buildings at Edwards Air Force Base, you can see the southern high Sierras, and I can tell that there's snow up there. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's north-northwest. And let me just swing around here. And this is the ridge above Wrightwood. So I'm going to be hiking along this for several miles. And down there you can see the Angeles Crest Highway. And in the distance there, that's the San Gorgonios. So that's in the vicinity of Big Bear. Panning through the flag here at the summit. Now we're looking kind of due south. And so the western part of the side. And now this is looking out into the LA Basin. And let me, sorry if my windbreaker's sort of flapping now in the wind, and if it's a little difficult. So that's looking down into the LA Basin, and sort of right there in the middle is downtown Los Angeles, such as it is. And in the distance, I can tell, although perhaps you can't, where, sorry, let me get my pointer here, where the land ends and the ocean begins. I can't make out the islands out there in the Pacific, but there we are. I think that is Mount Wilson Observatory sitting above the LA. You know, you've seen that in many movies and things like that. So anyway, LA Basin. This is actually pretty cool at night because it's all lit up, you know, on a clear day. And even down here into the Mojave Desert, looking back again once again to the, wow, this is amazing. You see the difference in the flapping and the wind, and that is simply due to that tree. That's the difference. Down into the Mojave Desert, you'll get all these highways lit up, you know, with headlights and taillights and things, and it's sort of, you know, out in this black void. Still early morning. You can see how long my shadow is. Okay, a little geography lesson from the peak of. Oh, and one other that I sort of panned by. I saw this again yesterday. So once again, we're going to be looking down into the LA Basin, and just to the right of those trees are the San Jacintos. So that's probably Mount San Jacinto there, the highest one there. And so I'll be going over there, should be about a week. Yeah, something like that. And then actually you can probably in the distance, you know, maybe we're even looking down into Mexico there. We're pretty close to it. Yep. Good view from up here. Hope you enjoy it.